The first Walmart opened up in Rogers, Arkansas in 1962, and the world would never be the same. The corporation has made one family about $200 billion in 50 years, and having a Walmart in your town could have some surprising negative consequences. From battles for flat screens to people living in Walmart parking lots, here are things Walmart doesn't want you to know. Number 11. America's richest family. Sam Walton, the original founder, opened up some discount shops and made a lot of profit. He would continue opening up more and more shops until the company was incorporated as Walmart Inc. in 1969. The Walmart family would go on to become the richest family in the United States, whose fortune is worth about $200 billion collectively. The Walton family on their own owns more wealth than the bottom 40% combined. Worth an astounding $26 billion, Christy Walton is the richest mom in the world. She found herself with this unbelievable inheritance after her husband John Walton died in a plane crash. John Walton was the son of the founder of Walmart, Sam Walton. She currently hasn't remarried yet and is an active philanthropist who supports museums, education, and organic gardening. Her son Lucas awaits a massive inheritance as he alone is worth $11.2 billion. How does Walmart make so much money? We're gonna find out. Number 10. Walmart FEMA camp theories. Imagine if someday in the future, martial law takes over and those opposed to the rule get sent to Walmart. There's one in just about every town and has enough supplies to feed the prisoners. In order to have a surplus of FEMA camps available at all times, it's possible that your local Walmart will be transformed into a detention center. In 2015, some residents of the town of Tulsa in Oklahoma began to get suspicious as to why one was closing down, and police surrounded it. Walmart and their international corporate ties have been the target of conspiracy theories in the past, but this one is pretty serious. There were 154 Walmarts that were doing good business that closed down mysteriously across the country. They've been known to be quite a bit anti-union, and Walmart is basically the epitome of capitalism. According to witnesses, Walmart was used as a FEMA camp or a shelter during Hurricane Harvey in Houston during emergencies. Due to the massive size of Walmart and their parking lots, you have to imagine that they can fit a few thousand people. Number 9. Walmart vs. Ancient Burial Grounds. Another problem with Walmart seems to come straight out of a horror novel. If you notice some paranormal activity next time you go shopping here, there's a good chance that your Walmart was built on a Native American burial ground. Since Walmarts cover a large amount of space, there's bound to be some historically important land that gets built over eventually, right? But one of the most heart-wrenching stories comes from Oxford, Alabama, which is located in the eastern part of the state. An Indian burial mound that dated back to 600 AD was bulldozed because it would make a good spot for a new Wally World. You can have a look for yourself on Google Maps. Right where that Indian mound used to be, there will be a Walmart. People who were paid to determine whether or not it was historically important fibbed about the results. They apparently found some tree roots, but not bones. It wouldn't be too surprising though if the archaeologists were paid off by Walmart or something. Other Walmarts that might have some poltergeist activity include Nashville, Tennessee, Canton, Georgia, Anderson, California, and in Hawaii. One spooky story goes that while building the Walmart in Hawaii, workers uncovered 64 graves and stored them in a locker in a trailer somewhere. Creepy but true. The workers. People who work at Walmart must be slightly traumatized by all the crazy stuff they see on a daily basis, to the point where it begins to affect their own mental health. Sure, working at Walmart might have some good benefits and discounts, but when it begins to wear down your psyche, they might end up looking like this girl in the photo. Not only does this girl look slightly broken on the inside, but with those eyebrows, we can't tell if she's happy, sad, or just wants to get off her shift already. Walmart is known for being a financial burden on some cities across the world, as their workers will typically still get paid low enough to receive government benefits for housing assistance, energy assistance, free school lunches, children's health insurance, and so on. Much of this was documented by a report released by the House Committee on Education and Welfare, and they estimate that one Walmart costs federal taxpayers $420,750 per year. They also don't seem to mind hiring people who are here illegally. There have been some raids where hundreds of undocumented Walmart workers were arrested. Call the cops. Have you ever noticed that Walmart has a special parking spot for police cars? It's almost like they cut the police a deal to work with them or something. Walmart doesn't want to spend the extra money for security, so they're just going to use our tax dollars to pay for it. There was a case in one city where 4 out of 10 calls to the police to investigate a situation was at Walmart. We know there are a lot of strange disturbances that happen at this megamart, but a lot of the time, it's simple stuff that could have been handled easily if there was a security guard. In order to cater to this corporation, police will even go in to investigate things like kids messing around the toy section or if someone is trespassing. This takes money out of taxpayers' wallets and diverts police attention to places that really need some policing. Clash of the Walmartians. Once a year, the Walmartians battle in order to get the best bargains. On Black Friday in 2015, what started out as a brief dispute about who was going to take the last flat screen turned into an all-out brawl. Complete anarchy swept over the store during a time of year where caring and giving is supposed to be the most important. The simple rage and brute force over a few simple material objects is just appalling. Loot for the zombie apocalypse? It might look like the zombie apocalypse has already struck at some Walmarts, but if you gather the courage to try to loot this massive store, it could ultimately yield some valuable supplies. The advantage with Walmart compared to other places for looting is the fact that there is so much stock here that you really don't need to fight anyone for supplies, unless of course it's the last box of Twinkies. We have seen complete chaos at Walmart before during Black Friday, so we do know how it can get out of control. If it's a zombie apocalypse, consider bringing some flashbang grenades or tear gas in order to calm things down a little bit. It's also probably a good idea to get what you're looking for, then get out. Be sure to bring a big bag in order to secure your loot properly. They took your job. Many people out there feel as though Walmart is responsible for much of the outsourcing of American jobs that's been going on in recent years. First of all, if you buy from Walmart, there's a 50% chance that that product or good originally came from China. In the year 2003, Walmart purchased 1/8 of all Chinese imports to the US. Since they must keep their prices so low so people will buy them, they must get them from the cheapest source possible. So what could possibly help get the prices so low? Sweatshop labor. Since other businesses have to keep up with Walmart's sweatshop low prices, they also have to get their supplies from China, which means less jobs here in the US. Or it could also result in sweatshop-like conditions here in the US, where people are paid the bare minimum and expected to do copious amounts of labor to get by. In fact, Walmart has a huge employer of the prison population, paying about $2 an hour. Many businesses simply won't be able to compete or find people who can work for so low and will ultimately lose their job to China. Anti-Union. Walmart has been increasingly anti-union as time has gone by. Imagine if all the hard workers of the company decide to band together and stand up for their rights or demand an increase in wage. There have been illegal firings and even intimidation tactics used on anyone who might consider starting such a Walmart union. Store managers are even provided with a handbook that educates them on warning signs that people might be considering such a thing. While reading through the handbook, you almost get the feeling like Walmart is training people to sniff out traitors. There's even a hotline number given to managers if they think someone is acting suspicious. There's been a notable decrease in annual income since corporations began to ban workers from joining a union. SWAT teams have even been known to break up the protests in full riot gear. Number 2. Living in Walmart parking lots. We mentioned earlier how Walmart has pretty big parking lots which are free. Everything you need to survive is found at Walmart. So why not live in your car in a Walmart parking lot and not have to spend your money on rent prices? As homelessness is on the rise, people in the US are looking for ways to survive, and the Walmart parking lot seems to be the end of the road. It almost seems like a win-win situation since the homeless are out of sight, not in the streets, and there already seems like there's too much space in Walmart parking lots. And number 1, dangerous work environments. Not only are some of the work conditions overseas notorious for being dangerous, working at Walmart on its own seems to have its own risks. One of these incidents occurred at an overnight lockdown where employees weren't allowed to leave the store during the entire night. Walmart literally locked the doors so no one could leave during their shift. This created an uneasy work environment, and in case of emergency, there would have been no way to get out. Many of the workers were undocumented and forced to work 70-hour work weeks for $1,500 a month. Walmart lost the court case after they got sued for this. Not only that, but if you go on the internet, you can certainly get the idea that the customers can be just as dangerous to the employees as their bosses can be. Many customers will engage in confrontational behavior and might get ran over by electrical carts if they don't watch where they're going.